Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roleplay Give. Tonight we are playing Against the Giants. We are in Module 3 of that. I don't know the actual technical term, or technical name, but it's Fire Giant King, the Hall of the Fire Giant King. Uh, Said Fire Giant King has met his untimely demise, or timely, depending on how you think of it. Some of the giants are probably sad. Uh, Imagine the characters aren't too terribly broken up about it. But he died about an hour ago in real time. But in playing this game time, it was like a month and a half ago. But we are moving through the hall now as they are searching for the hidden tunnels that they were told about that would lead them to the Drow city that they seek as part of their larger quest. Uh, they most On the second floor here, they have recently been aware that the guards are aware of their presence and they are anticipating another wave of, I guess, opposition. But just now had defeated a blacksmith working in a sort of natural cavern forge area. I think Mary had taken up, because I'm looking at where your token is, Robin, taken up a listening position here to catch both sides of over here and over here as far as what's going on down the hallway. I think Katha was also sent down to listen. But where we're picking up is they just found a mace that they put into their bag of holding, I believe. And then heard incoming, and I think that's where we're going to pick it up. So, uh, as you hear that in Giant, those of you who speak Giant, and those of you who don't speak Giant, you can kind of catch the tone uh, of what's occurring. And I think I think I described to Mary that she heard sounds of people moving from the south coming in their direction. And I think the last thing Mary did was let them know they were coming. Does that sound right?
Yep. I don't
Okay.
know if I had a chance to let them know. I don't know
Okay.
if you ended it at incoming, but I would definitely let them know now.
Okay.
Right. Well, best move out to intercept then.
Agreed.
Got it.
I'm not going to move out to intercept. I'm going to stay in this room. But I'm going to move my spiritual weapon. How do you want me to do that in terms of initiative?
I think you guys are
In terms
in
of...
initiative order, and we're just gonna leave you in initiative order, and then I will introduce.
Well, I just meant how many 20 feet instances may I move it?
Oh, well, we're in initiative order right now, so you can move it 20 feet.
Okay, so we're just going to go
We're just
through the order. Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, Robes and I totally cheated.
yeah.
That's
You want us to move back?
That's why I was asking.
gotcha. If you just moved a regular move, I think it's fine for now. Just everybody else make one move, and then we'll start combat on the next round. On the
Yeah,
next.
it
Well,
would have been a dash too, but
yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Okay. That's fine.
I don't feel the need to move, but I am holding my bow with
O-
an arrow
Okay.
knocked.
You got one. You get anything aggressive comes out. You got held
That's my
action.
intent.
Okay. Understood. Here we go. All right. So on my go, and dashing, they would get to about here. I guess, Mary, that your held action would probably get triggered on that.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I thought you
And I'm
said
like,
the south.
You know,
that's what I was told.
it. Well,
So
there's some coming from there too. Fear not. Y'all be surrounded. All right. Holy cripes! That's a crit on a held action. That's fun. All right.
yeah.
So
I spin because I'm like, oh, they're coming out from this direction. But I'm able to hit the first guy.
All right. For 19.
Yes.
All right. Thunk. That guy. This guy's got a different name. I want to see if he's got anything. No, he just does the same stuff as everybody else. Okay. Uh, all right. So that was your held action. They dashed. I'm going to add them into the turn order now. I know that it's good that they ask me for whether or not they got an advantage on their, but it's making this take forever. And why can't I scroll this either? This is very annoying to me. Sorry, I'm having an issue. Why is that not? Oh, this is the King's Torturer and the King's Headsman. That's fun. Uh,
Yeah, I thought that was a cool name.
all right. King's Torturer. King. Okay, good. Okay, and then sorry for the slow. Um, I know there's a way for me to group add these guys, and then it is eluding me currently. So roll all. I don't want to roll you guys. That did not work. Okay. So sorry, I got to one at a time this. Um, did they all roll? Looks like I'm missing.
They're all in initiative. Well, I don't know. There's two Ettins, the King's
Yeah,
Headsman, the King's Torturer.
we're missing
Those
a
were the ones
couple
that
of
rolled in.
Ettins.
Well, now it's just down to one.
Oh,
Oh, now they're gone.
sweet. You. You in. You in. You in. And you in. Okay, good. Now there's 4. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Uh, and these guys would get a move too, so I'm gonna put them up here and call that a dash, just for speed of game. I know I'm kind of short sheeting them a little bit on their movement, but okay. And we'll start at the beginning of the round then. Newbin, you are up. Sorry, I'm gonna cycle through till Newbin is. All right.
All right. Of course I am jumping in here.
Okay.
And I am going to, we're going to see if Hufflingsvall can do anything today.
I believe, will miss a fire giant. Yes.
And that's what I was afraid of. So now I'm going to unarmed strike, which means a 15 misses also. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Anything else you wish to do?
Yeah, I might as well. I'm going to go ahead and do the, whatchamacallit, spend a key point, because I got to hit something.
Okay. Give her. 27.
That's a little better.
That will hit. For 8. Okay.
Second attack.
28 will definitely hit. For
Another
another
8
8.
points.
You got it. All right. Anything else from Noob?
That's 2 3s I'm rolling. Good Lord. Good
Yeah.
lord.
Good lord.
No, that's good.
Help me. Help me. Vela, you are
Help
up.
me.
Wheel is gonna pop up. Note how far away they are. 5, 10, 15, 20. I feel like. Okay, yeah, I can see them. And then she's going to
Toll
wait
the
for it.
dead.
And did he actually do damage to that first one? Just kept hearing about the threes.
Nubin
Yeah.
did, but also Mary had beforehand, so he's taken damage.
Okay. So I'm hitting that first one with Toll the Dead.
'Kay.
17 wisdom.
That's a fail. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it is. I can never remember which one is the D12.
It's the dodecahedron.
I mean, I found it. I just was like,
You need
Really?
to roll another one though.
You should have one more in there.
3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Every time. I forget that I get my roll, my level.
Well, that one helped.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 18, and then is
So-
there a plus?
I already had it.
Oh, okay.
It was a real bad roll.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but nevertheless, it's damage. Anything else from
And
Vela?
that's it.
Okay. The
She's
king's
gonna move right back where she was.
the king's headman will squeeze 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here, and it's going to swing down onto Nubin with his greatsword. And
But that guy in the back could squeeze through there. I specifically chose this spot thinking that wouldn't be possible. Damn.
they can squeeze just like anybody else if they give up a movement.
Yeah, he's friends with the other giants, so he can go through his space, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know if they're friends.
They're colleagues.
He's not my friend. This bitch owes me money.
We work together.
20 for attack on Nubin.
Oh, that hits.
Okay, I'll just roll the other one now too. Attack 14, not so much. I imagine.
No.
Okay, so from the first swing, 25
Did you
points.
you
of
know that
slashing.
you attacked with two different characters though, right?
I don't think he did.
I did.
Oh, no you didn't.
Nope.
It looked different for a second. I'm sorry.
They have-
Just ignore me. I
Don't-
clearly am not paying attention.
Don't worry about it anyway. They have the same stat block. Wouldn't have mattered.
Tony, get your head in the game, man.
But that's all that guy can do. The King's Torturer is going to follow suit, though, and swing at Nubin as well.
But first,
Okay.
there is a reaction.
Oh, right. You can hellish rebuke that guy.
But wait, there's more.
Oh.
Yeah, well, go ahead, do what you're gonna do.
Oh, never mind. We apparently need to sleep before that works.
It probably wouldn't do much good anyway, Tony. It's a
They're
fire
immune to
thing.
fire.
They're immune
Oh,
to,
good
we're
point.
immune to fire. Yep.
So if it makes you feel any better, you
I
can
really-
just swear at them. I mean, you
I
can
really
still
feel like I've
rebuke
forgotten
them.
everything about this game all of a sudden. I'm
You
not
can give
sure
them
why.
Noob is a multi-class
mundane,
drunken monk.
give them a mundane
Nice.
rebuke.
You
No, Noob has multi-classed and drunken
a
person.
mundane, rebuke. 26 to
regular
hit,
one.
Nubin. And,
What's that?
the other one's
26
attacking.
will hit me a little bit, yeah.
2 hits, because I had 26 and 24.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 22 points of slashing damage and 34 points of slashing damage. So that's 56 total.
All right.
That's
And
not good.
they are.
No. I believe you can see my health bar.
I can. That. Oof. That's
I
nice.
can't.
You hear Noob say under
Yeah,
his breath, "Oh, that's going to leave a mark."
do I not have him set up for hover over and you can see it, or?
No, I
No.
do see it. I think. I mean, it's sort of hidden in a door.
Oh,
Can't see
Oh,
it
is
right.
that
very
what
well,
it is? Okay.
but-
Yeah, it's hovered by anybody, but
But
yeah.
it's also mostly empty, which makes
And let's just say there's not much there
I was gonna
either.
s-
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I see the little pixel of red.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's at less than 5% of his. He's at 95% dead.
Yeah. In fighting games, they call this being on a pixel. You're one hit away.
All right. Oh, and then these guys get to go. So which one is this? This guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and they're dumb. They're gonna dash right in. Yeah, 40 will get him right up into melee with you. And then this guy gets to go. 5, and he's just gonna run up right behind him. And that'll bring us to Elva.
All right. I will draw my flame tongue, use a bonus action to ignite it,
Got it?
and attack this one in front of me. I do not have my shield equipped currently
Okay,
because I had my greatsword out in the last combat.
gotcha. All right. So what are you at? Like 27 AC? Or...
17.
Okay. Ooh. You are hittable currently.
I'm usually my.
I
AC
know.
is
I know.
high.
I hit you fairly regular. I'm joking. I'm just giving you shit. Okay. 25 will definitely hit for sure.
Is your
I may
shield
as
a
well
plus
do-
one?
No, it's not. It's a sentinel shield though.
Okay.
For 19 points of damage.
All right.
Second attack only hits a 17.
They're Attens. They're wearing loincloths. You hit.
Good, good.
Uh,
For 15 points.
okay. They have.
Third attack is also going to hit
Yeah, for sure.
for 16 more.
For 16 more. Well, he is almost a third the Etna he was when he ran up to you. So things have quickly taken a turn for this Etten. Anything else, Alpha?
Nope, that's it.
All right. On your right is Robespierre, who is up.
So, for just out of curiosity's sake, how does Death Ward work again?
When you get down to 1, I think it acts like the Chumbawamba for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like an orc.
Yeah,
Good,
it
okay.
does the primal.
So if you get knocked down, you get up again.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I've every single trick in my book is completely exhausted. I have nothing but my sword. So this is a scary fight right now. I don't even have a single. I can't even I guess I can charm a snake or something, but
We're not going to see.
So-
We're not going to be seeing max 1,000, is what you're saying?
no max 1,000, no crown of stars, no X, nothing,
Okay.
no spells. Yeah. So anyway, so here we go. So yeah, I'm just kind of belaboring, pulling Waith out, and it's just me and you, buddy. Come on, let's go, and just take a couple swipes. I'll take a first swipe at this guy here.
I wish I had something fun
And-
for Waith to say. I couldn't think of anything. That'll hit.
he's all right. Is he a giant?
Yeah, he's a giant. This is not gonna go well for these guys with the Waith.
Well, if you only have a sword, this is the sword to have, right?
That is true.
All right. 22. He's not done. I'm not dead yet.
Okay.
Not dead yet.
I think I'll
All right,
go
I'll
for
come
a
at him.
walk.
Bring out your dead.
18
All right,
will
we'll do
hit.
this second. And I'm hoping that by the tone of your voice that this will kill him.
Oh my god, 31, yes. He had the inverse left, so that's it. He goes down.
Okay.
The guy ran up and just got hacked. Like, hey!
Yeah, Elva carved him up and then
Yeah, took it.
finished him off. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of like give a fateful nod to Elva and just I'm gonna run up to get into combat with the giant.
Help Nubin. Excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
This Etten. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. Dashing into Elva's space, but that's his dash, that's his go.
Does not look very dashing.
No, he does not. 10, 20, 30, 40. 50, 60, 70, 80. So that'll be it. That's the dash for those guys. And Merriweather, you are up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the first giant there,
The one closest.
headsman.
Okay.
I think that's
Yep,
so.
you
I'll
got him.
cast that,
Okay, let me mark him as
and
such.
then I will shoot at him with my longbow. All right. I'm getting there, I swear. It's different different screens. Sorry.
I gotcha. No,
All
that's
right.
fine.
So
I
that
really
it's
want them
10
to make better tokens.
plus 1, 11 piercing on him, and then I'll use Hordebreaker and shoot at the guy behind him.
Okay, so 11 to the headsman.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
19 hit
It
the guy behind him?
does. It does.
All right, so 7 to that one,
Okay,
and then I'll use my extra attack back on the first one.
you got it. 25 will hit.
25, okay. All right, 11 plus 6, so 17.
Okay.
All right, and I don't want to stand here.
Gotcha.
It definitely doesn't seem like as good an idea as it was in my head.
I'm gonna back up a bit.
Back it up. Back it up.
All
Okay.
right, 3 arrows. I'm
Nice.
keeping track.
I mean, you guys, I think you have more in the bag, right? Or you have that special quiver plus.
Oh no, I just am saying I
No,
used 3
yeah,
arrows.
yep,
I'm
gotcha.
tracking my arrows.
Yep. Gotcha.
Okay, Paul, will you turn on the health bars for Mary and Elva, please?
Oh yeah, Mary is on never displayed. Okay. Hover by anyone. You
I'm
should.
a very private lady. I don't really want everybody knowing my business. No,
And
I think
Elva.
if you're bleeding, I would be able to tell at least.
I'm barely scratched, Fela, but I appreciate it.
I'm at full. I haven't taken
Okay.
damage in like the last 3 fights.
I'm at 104
Nice.
out of 108, I believe. So
All right, I think Elva should display now. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, thank you.
I think I need to fix one more thing on Mary's token. Yep.
It's fun. The bars have the little extra segment is a different color from when they have the.
Out of curiosity, sorry, on the combat tracker, do you guys see little numbers next to the initiative count?
Just their
No.
initiative numbers.
Okay. I have it set now where I can see your hit points on there as well.
Do not
But
see
I
that.
think that's a game master only thing. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
And probably best that it is that way. But I thought it might be.
Way to rub it in then.
No, I never know how things work. Like if it's somebody else's
He's all
module,
bougie.
they code it. I am bougie. I'm middle class. All right. So Newman, you are up.
Suddenly feeling like I have made a terrible, terrible mistake. I will attack anyway.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice. You're going to be in melee with at least one.
Oh,
Nice.
with a big crit.
Suddenly,
That's
I
huge.
will change nothing about what I've done.
Which one are you
And
attacking?
crit.
The same ones. I think it's this one, right? This one here.
Yeah, that can be the one. It does. You have a choice. You could attack either.
Is that the one that I hit last time?
It
Because the other
is.
one came
It
around
is.
him, right?
It is. So
Okay.
yep. So 19 points of
Yep.
damage to this guy. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to then unarmed strike.
24 will hit. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So definitely a better go this time than last. Oof. I'm gonna try a key point because I'm here.
Remember, you have 2 attacks normally too. You only
Yeah.
do 1 with your main hand.
I took one with the Morning Star, and then I always take one punch so that I get my second is always a punch. That way, I get a boost to my AC.
Ah, okay,
Then I do 2 more punches.
gotcha.
Ooh, we got the sun out for the
Oh,
first time
does a
today.
20 hit?
I
I should have
know.
asked that.
20 does hit. Yep.
Okay. So 11 more points to that guy,
Okay.
and one more. I'm guessing that's a big no-go.
No, 16 will miss.
All right.
Do you
And
think
then,
Tony? I think I missed one of your damages though.
okay, I have,
You critted
oh,
and did
I critted,
19.
correct?
Then you hit, and I think I missed that 13. Okay, we're good
Okay,
because I just got
yeah,
the 11. So that's the 3 hits, right?
correct.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else you want to do?
And as I'm finishing, I'm going to be like, might need some help.
Okay. All right, and that will bring us to Vela.
Hearing the words of a friend in need, Vela will step out, try and figure out if she can see him,
I
and
think so.
uh, and then I will shout over to him. Try not to get hit again. And I will give you 70 hit points.
Whoa! The
Nice.
big one came out. Isn't there only
Well, you
one that's more
down
powerful than heal? Or is heal the big guy?
maybe. I don't know. I have it prepared, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a great spell too because it doesn't rely on someone being dead to get the maximum benefit.
Yeah, it's true.
So you can justifiably use it without feeling too
Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
Thank
That's
you.
accurate.
Perfect. All right.
And then bonus action, I will swing the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
At the one right in front.
22 will hit
20,
for 11 points of damage.
11.
Got it. Okay.
And then I'm going to pop right back behind that wall.
All right.
Maybe here. Yeah, that. Done.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at something quickly. All right. So, that will bring us to the King's Headsman, who will see a revitalized I was gonna see a revitalized Nubin. And it is gonna take a great. I think he's gonna attack uh, Robes, the new guy who came in with a sword that he is. A very scary to giant sword. I think that makes the most sense. So, 22?
You said Newbin?
No, robes. I changed my mind.
22 hits.
Okay. And second attack, 28.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I
damage.
don't have a 28 AC.
So with 2 slashes down with the greatsword, he will deal out 52 points of damage to Robespierre. Oh.
Lord.
Uh, so Ed just grunting and screaming at this point because he's still hearing the ringing of the bells from the last attack, and has just gotten hit by this spectral key and sees a sword designed to kill him. Uh, so uh, that will bring us to the torturer, who will attack Nubin. Uh, and swinging down with his sword, 24
That hits.
and 15.
Yeah, it definitely misses.
Cool. All right. So with one swipe at you, he takes 23 points of damage on Nubin. When these guys get a chance to hit, man, they pack a punch. Okay. I think
That's been our perk thus far, is we've been able to stop them from connecting.
yeah. This one might get an attack at Elva, but really doesn't. What does he get a reach? Does he have a reach? I guess I can squeeze and get in an attack and try to surround too. But first, let's see if he's got reach.
We'd have to have 15 feet of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it is. Yeah, you're right. So he's gonna squeeze over to here, and so he gets 2 attacks: one with a battle axe and one with a morning star. And the first will be a 15, which I know misses, because you're currently a 17, and a 12. So no go on the Etten attack.
All right
Elvi,
then.
you have a rebuke, not a hellish one.
All right. I'm going to attack the one that just attacked me with a green flame blade.
Ooh, the bouncies.
So I'm gonna first roll my attack roll
Okay. I don't. Oh yeah, these guys are terrible.
and crit.
That's
Nice.
super helpful. Does the bounce also get critted?
The spell is part of the attack is part of the spell. So I just crit on the whole thing.
Cool. All right. So it
Nice.
bounces to how many creatures?
1,
Okay.
but it'll be a crit.
For both of them. Okay.
So that's the first one. That's just the weapon.
Okay.
Did 33.
Got it.
And green flame blade is gonna crit 19 to the first guy.
Okay.
So he took
I just
52 total.
I did it 33 and 19 on him.
And then the other guy is going to take it's 18 plus 4, 22.
22. Okay. Woof. Lots of damage.
And because I used my action to cast a cantrip, I can take an attack as a bonus action
Okay.
from my war magic ability. So I will attack the first guy again.
Got it.
Oh, I'm only going to hit a 13 though.
But you will hit. The loincloth does not give as much protection as maybe you'd think.
He needs a better loincloth. That's 22 points of damage.
Okay. He's still up.
I will action surge.
Okay.
And I'll just go ahead and take 3 attacks. First one on him.
Okay. 19 will hit. And that'll do it.
14. Then the second one on the one to the south that I had hit with the green flame blade.
This cat, okay.
Yep.
15 will hit. The magic number's 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm getting there. 19 points
Yeah.
of damage.
Okay.
Last attack of the round hits a 26.
Same guy, or are you moving through?
Same guy.
Okay. 26 for sure. Okay.
18, and just because I never remember it, I will use the slasher feature to reduce his speed by 10 feet.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, he howls in agony. You've carved into them well. Robespierre, you are up after taking a grievous blow.
Yeah, I'll wipe some blood off of my face and I'm just covered in my own blood at this point, and tighten the grip on Waith and take a big old hack. Now, I did also forget something. Let's see. First of all, if I hit, 15, I'm assuming does not hit.
Does
We have
not hit a
rerolls.
fire giant. We
Use
do
a
have
reroll.
rerolls. Yep.
I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah, 25. I'm assuming hits.
That does hit.
Does this work? Yeah. So it'll be 24 points of damage. But I've been forgetting this. When you hit a giant with Waith, they have to do a strength saving throw to see if they go prone.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, it's a 15, so I'm sure he'll save.
Strength
but-
save?
Yeah.
No!
Oh, wow.
What did I roll?
You rolled
4.
like as
I
almost as
rolled
low
a
as possible.
4.
But he goes prone, so I'll attack again with advantage.
No, not invisible.
Oh, man.
Nice. Excellent.
Nice.
So there's the crit. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So I'm just like at this point I'm trying to like chop his head
Yeah,
off and just hit
yeah.
him with the crit, and then
For sure.
so this will be 2d6. This is gonna be, oh man, I wish I had a spell slot. So there's the crit damage.
Just throw a smite
So
on
just-
it on top.
Yeah, so
Oh.
45 points, and then I would have thrown a smite on there, which would have been 8d8,
Yeah.
but that's life.
Yeah.
So it happens when you get all your resources drained.
That's the only way this is gonna work at these high levels.
That's right. No, this is
Otherwise,
good.
Yeah,
This is
I was
fun.
gonna say
I'm
the
enjoying
only,
this. I'm
only
actually
way we're
terrified.
gonna challenge you guys is like this. Yeah. I at first I was like, "There's no challenges here," and then I went, "It's going to add up." As I was looking
Mhm.
at it, I'm like, "They have another level to go to."
I spit some blood on him.
He's still alive, but he's on the ground. That'll bring us to our Etny friends here. The one who just got carved into by Elva is going to battle axe 23 to hit.
That is going to hit me.
Okay, for 14 points of damage. And then with the Morning Star in the other hand, same situation. An 11 will miss. Then this guy next door will have the exact same. I'm just going to use what I got up here. Attack with the Morning Star. 16, it misses narrowly. And I don't have I can't find the other one. Features, Morning Star, Battle Axe, attack. 25 to
Ooh,
hit.
yeah.
All
Yep.
right. And he will do another 14 points of damage to Elva. Those Ettins are, just looking at their 2 dead Etny friends, or 8, depending on, or 4, depending on how you want to look at it. But that's that. Merriweather, you are up.
All right. I'm going to just take one step. I'm going to start by attacking this guy because he's standing. So I'll go for
Gotcha.
him. All right.
That'll hit for sure.
Okay. 11 piercing.
Okay.
And I'll horde breaker the guy that's prone, but I
Okay.
have to roll a disadvantage.
18 still
just an
hits.
18. Does it? Okay. Awesome.
18 is what you needed.
And then it's 7 total
Okay.
because I had the
Hunter's mark.
hunter's mark on, and then I'll take my extra attack on the first guy, the standing one.
Gotcha.
Oof, it's a 17.
It just misses.
All right.
Glances off his thick armor.
And
Okay.
then I'm gonna just take a couple more steps back.
Gotcha. Okay. Newbin, you're back up. Top of the order.
Top of the order to you. All right. I'm going to have to go after that same dude.
Makes sense. 20 will hit.
How's he looking? Is he struggling?
He's a little less than a quarter the giant he used to be. $15 will miss.
Reroll, Tony. Do it.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna use a reroll.
All right, if you guys after using this one have 2 rerolls in the tank. 19 will hit. So we got another strike. Bam, bam, pop, pop. Beating the shit out of his kneecaps. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, and that's where I'm gonna have to stop because I do not have much key left.
All right. Vela, you are up.
Don't you get just one
Neat.
bonus action though on arm strike? Like you get 2 action hits, right?
Yeah,
Don't you get
I
to
use the
take
key point as the bonus action. I don't have
You-
a bonus action attack, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. That's actually what
Yeah,
I
you
was
do.
saying last time.
What?
Yeah,
right? The key point gives you 2,
yeah.
but you would normally have 1.
As a monk, when you were first level, you used this all the time, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'll take it. I'll believe it. I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
gift horse, the whole deal.
No, I think you're right. That he's not down, but he's very very much bloodied. Hanging on. Won't take much. Okay. Uh, I think that's your action bonus action.
It is?
You really don't have a chance for movement unless you spend a key to do it. So Vela, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna swing my scythe. The one in front of
Do you have
me.
advantage on that?
Get it.
Oh, you do have advantage, so you might
Um,
want to roll the advantage to see if you crit. You did hit.
Gonna swing that again. I don't.
Oh, it looked like a 20
get
coming
a-
up on mine, but okay.
I know. I saw.
Still
Might have been.
a hit though. For 11 points of
11.
damage. Okay.
And then I'm gonna try something new.
Oh, I was getting ready to
Ish.
roll a wisdom saving throw.
Well, I want to try something. I don't shoot my weapon often enough to know where it is.
Oh, your crossbow?
I was ready to go with my. Yeah. Where are you? There it is.
Oh, going for the sneak
Alright,
attack.
because I've got sneak attack. Yep.
16 will miss.
And I don't have advantage on that one, right?
If you're shooting the guy on the ground, you'd actually have disadvantage. If you shoot this one, you have normal.
Oh.
But you miss. But I would.
Well-
How much is your? I think you should maybe do a reroll because you got the sneak
Mhm.
attack.
Okie dokie.
But shoot the one next to Tony so that you
right.
don't have to.
Alright. I didn't let a bolt fly. I thought it through very and decided to throw it instead at the one by Tony and waste a reroll.
Oh no!
It happens.
That's like so many 2s in a row.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Happens
The dice
to me.
want us to die.
All right.
Alas.
Well, we've
Oh.
gotten a few crits though, so I can't say the dice
Yep.
want us to die.
I was gonna
that
say there've been
That's
some
true.
pretty big crits, yeah. Okay. That is Vela's go, I believe. Which will
Mhm.
bring up the headsman, who will use half his movement to stand. And then he will swing at Robespierre with a great sword. 26
It's a hit.
and 25.
So the death ward pops.
Okay. So, because I do 25 points of damage on the first attack, and then what happened? How does this work now? So, if at the
I
25,
would have one. Oh, so the
If-
first hit, you hit me, you drop me down to 0, but really goes down to 1.
1, okay, and then the second hit, then
No, did you
Knocks
hit me,
him out.
Ben?
I hit you twice, yeah. I rolled
Yep, I'm
I
out.
rolled both my attacks, yeah. So, yeah, for
Yeah.
35
So
points of damage. All right, so Robes goes down, unconscious. All right, That will bring us to the Torturer, who will swing at Nubin. Um, 25
Yes.
and 25.
Ouch. Yes.
33 points of damage and 60 points of damage.
And I'm out.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
poop. Both of ya.
So, uh,
Okay.
bellow of success, and Elva, you are up.
All right. I am going to cast Thunderstep.
Okay.
So both of these Ettins need to
Thunderstep.
make con saves.
No, no, no,
Let's see,
no, no, no.
17.
Okay. Con save.
Thunder.
First one. Got a 20
That's a success, so he's going to take half damage.
and a crit. 23.
Both? Yeah, all right. Well, they both take half, so they both take 8.
8. Okay.
And I'm going to teleport to stand over Robes
Okay.
and block the way here. I will drop my Flame Tongue and with my bonus action summon the Frost
Great sword.
Frost brand.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Is that the go?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Robes, unfortunately, need a death saving throw.
One fail.
One in the bad. All right. First Etten. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Going to swing at Vela.
That's not okay.
That's
I'm not prepared for that.
a 10.
It misses.
Okay.
He wasn't
Misses.
prepared for it either.
No, 16.
Also misses.
All right. Second Etten is going to follow suit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And is going to rush here, but that means that the dash was used and cannot
Did he
attack this
provoke
one.
an opportunity attack as he went by me?
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
Okay. I crit him.
Nice.
Well, he's
Oh,
still
I
at,
can't
he was
decide
at
if I should do
mostly
this or
health.
not.
Okay. All right.
For 23 points of damage.
Nice. He hadn't taken as
Uh,
much as the other. You would have dropped the other guy.
And it's not going to matter, but with Slasher, he now has disadvantage on any attack rolls until the end of my next turn.
Well, it might matter. Oh, you go before Mary, don't you?
He dashed to get over there,
Yep. Okay.
so he's not going to make any attacks. But
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Uh, we are up to Mary.
All right. Well, I will use a bonus action and cast Healing Word on Nubin,
Okay.
hoping that Vela will get Robespierre. It's just a little bit of strategy since Nubin goes next. So,
Nice.
all right. So I'll cast it. Oh, gosh, third level. I don't have a lot of spell slots, you guys. 9. It's
Okay.
just to get you on your feet, buddy.
Hey, that'll do.
All right.
All right.
It's not going to be a whole lot of benefit for me either. I don't have a whole lot left.
And this guy is on his feet. This guy is on his feet. Are they both? How were they looking? Well,
The
it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get disadvantage on my attacks with this stupid Etten in front of me, but yeah, how are they looking?
I'm sorry, I didn't know who you were pointing at. Are you
The two giants.
talking?
I'm
Headsman and
just trying to get a
Torturer.
sense.
They are nearly dead.
The one that is in front of Robes is still prone, right?
No, he stood
No,
up.
No.
he got up.
neither.
Oh,
neither
he
is
stood
prone
up.
at this
Okay.
point.
I forgot to
All right.
remove it, but he is no longer prone. There we go.
Well, I'll go for the one that I have Hunter's Mark on.
Okay. That's this guy.
Yep.
24 will hit.
All right.
12 points of damage.
With 6 more for the hunter's mark, so
Gotcha.
18. And then I'll horde breaker the guy in the back.
Okay.
I don't know, the horde torturer.
Yep. You got it. 23.
Okay. For 10 piercing.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And then I'll do the first
He has
one
one
again.
hit point left.
Well, I'm just pleased that with disadvantage I hit them
Yeah.
all 3 times.
Yeah, all of
So
them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
all right, so 12 total on
Oh.
the front guy.
Oh, he's
again.
still up. He's still up. Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I forgot you had more damage, but it's still not enough. Okay. Wow, these guys are they're looking knackered.
Good.
Okay.
Literally
Get out of
killing
my way,
us.
you two-headed beast. Let me just get my shots through here. All right.
Giving you the business. All right, Newbin, you're up. You are literally up. Now you were prone because you went unconscious, so you used to use half your movement to stand up. But otherwise,
I can't move yet anyway.
Okay. 22 will hit. And there's no way he's going to survive because he has 1 hit point. So it was, yeah.
So that was this guy.
Mary put him in death position for you. So yeah, he was teed up to die. He's done.
And this other guy, how's he looking?
Real bad.
Real bad.
He looks like he might be 4 times what the other guy was. That'll hit. The 25 will. The 17 missed. But 8 is enough. 8 is greater than 4, and he will fall as well.
Okay, so then I've got half of my movement still.
Yep.
I can go 50, which can put me. That is where I'd like to be.
Oh, even better. I don't have to move now. So nice.
Glad I could help.
Are you done?
I am, yes, and that's it for me.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds. Question for the DM. So Robes is down. So technically he's supposed to get max healing because he's at 0. But Mass Cure Wounds is a single roll for everybody. Or it's 3d8 plus my spellcasting ability
But
modifier.
it would still be the full health for him. It just because he's down.
Right. I wanted to make sure that
Okay.
that was how you were
Yeah.
going to play it before I hit the button.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's how I would. So
Okay.
that's your special death cleric
It's
thing,
my
right?
specialness. Yeah.
All right. So whatever the maximum you can do is for this, which would be
So
what, 24, 28 would be the max.
Yeah. It's not a ton, but it's as much as I can offer.
So that's 15 for me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
15 for you, 15 for Elva. Mary doesn't need any, but 15 for her.
4, I'm at full health again.
Nice.
And 15 for me.
Okay.
So.
Great.
That's 25% of my health. I'll take it.
Yeah,
All right.
it's all but 9 of my health.
Nice.
All right.
And then so that's an action. And then I'm going to move and swing at this guy.
You got it. Give her.
Nice.
That'll do.
I assume that hits.
Oh yeah.
10.
Okay.
I target one of the heads. Right at the neck. I
They
try
don't-
to separate them.
They don't have
Like divide and conquer.
Nice. They don't have a fun thing for Ettins like Hydras. So I don't have a.
Well, I just like
That would get really
I
weird.
just for
Yeah.
flavor, like I'm trying to stick the scythe between the two heads so that as it slices and hits, so they like kind of come back together and do this
Mm,
kind of thing. Head
okay.
clapping.
Got it. Ba-ding.
That's all.
You got it. All right, Elva.
I will move up to here and attack the one on Merryweather.
Got it. Yeah.
First attack does 14 points of damage.
Okay.
14 more.
Okay.
A lot of 14s in there.
Yeah.
And,
And then 13 more.
Nice. Okay.
And I think that's it for me.
Okay. That. All right. That'll bring us to Robespierre.
So I'll struggle struggle to my feet. That's half my movement.
Yep.
How are these two Ettins looking at this point?
Very, very, very bad.
Okay.
I actually don't know that I could do the fractions like I normally do because it's just it's not gonna work.
1/29th.
Less than
I willed the snot out of both of them.
less than 1/10, both of them.
All right, I'm going to I'm going to send an Eldritch Blast on this one and 2 on this one.
You got it.
So, because I can't quite get into position how I wanted.
The one to the south first. Is that what you're?
Yep.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop. I haven't done this so long. I don't know how to do this.
Eldritch
Okay, there we go.
You call yourself a warlock.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So there's the first one.
27 will hit.
9.
9 is just enough, and he goes down. Boom! He had 8
All
hit
right,
points.
gambling a little bit on that. And then so the other 2 beams streak out around the corner at this fellow.
Hit and hit.
They'll both hit. And
There's
they will
no-
do
no
8
way.
and
Yep.
10.
Plenty. And he also falls in a heap, like threatening Mary, just as his axe was like threatening Mary, he'll just fall down in front.
Yeah,
Sort
just
of.
sniped them, just shot them on all their, and they're both their heads. Just
Harold
Nice.
Lloyd style, the axe and the bat and the battle axe and the Morning Star go on either side of Mary, standing in the middle. And that will take us out of combat for the moment. However, you can hear the sound, particularly in this area, of rattling doors that sound like they're locked and trying to be opened, but and people screaming in various languages.
Where? I didn't see where you.
Yeah, I didn't do anything because I apparently don't have my. Why won't you ping? And I'm gonna end combat.
Are you talking about these 4 doors right in this hallway?
I am. Thank you, but these because my pinging's not working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
pinging's
pinging's
not working either. Oh, there it is. Okay. It was a little laggy. It might be working now.
Well, let me give it a go here.
Mine wasn't because I was doing it wrong.
You're
Mine's
pinging wrong?
Yeah, I was using the wrong mouse button.
Yeah. I guess that'll do it.
I am not pinging at all. So
Hmm.
I will,
I'll ping, and you can tell me where this way.
it's the 4 doors as
I'm assuming
Tony
it's the
said.
4 doors in the hallway.
Yeah,
It's where Kafka is.
yeah, it's right south of Katha. So, but for the moment, you don't see or hear any potential combatants. You see a passageway to the north. You know you have where Vela is. You know that's a very warm place. That's the forge, and then there's the place that you came from. Can I ping now? No, I can't. I don't know what's going on.
I can. I wasn't being able to though before either, and I don't know why. So
I
I'm
changed
sorry.
I
Now I'm
changed my
just
modules
trying.
this during the right before the game because one of the things that I wanted to have working for this is one of my modules splits the combat tracker and the chat so that I can look at the combat
Nice.
order and still show
That's
the
nice.
chat to the
Mm-hmm.
to the stream, and I think it messed with my pings, but it was working
And mine.
earlier.
Yeah, I noticed that's cool though.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate it too as a player. It's nice.
Oh, you guys get it too when it's on?
So yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Like what I was doing was just so I could see the attacks at the same time.
Yeah.
Same logic.
And then
Yeah, it
you,
was nice. Normally, I have to switch back and forth.
Yeah, I like it
It's
a
like
lot.
having the participants and the chat open in Zoom at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
we need to get out of here.
Oh, there's people
Well,
screaming.
maybe we should let them out of here as well.
What languages are they screaming in?
That's a good question.
a quick language check. I know you guys. I mean, well, Newman can understand everything. So,
So what are they saying?
he is hearing things. He is hearing things in
Sounds so sassy, Tony.
in abyssal.
I speak abyssal.
Okay. And it's barely those of you who speak abyssal, and Tony who speaks everything. Uh, it's you're hearing like the blood. We must have the blood. Uh,
Yeah,
and,
let's not let them out.
and then
Nope.
in giant you hear, but I'm hungry. And in anybody, I will wait to say what it is because Tony will understand it. Um, but does anybody speak Sylvan?
Yes.
No.
Okay. And in Sylvan, you hear, let us out, let us out, and that is coming from farther away, farther to the east.
Well, Katha's gonna head toward that
Okay.
because
Nice.
she's already down there.
So perception.
Should we
She understands that as well.
should we take a short rest or something?
Well, we're gonna get
I
someplace
have an
safe.
idea.
It's a full hour.
I have an idea. We have
She's distracted though.
all these. We have all these
Yeah.
dead. We have all these dead bodies in the hallway. We all need a nap, but we also can't be discovered. So I know it's weird, but what about if we like just go? Each one of us like goes under an arm of like an Etna, another one under an arm of a giant, and like we just sleep
When
by
we
the
were
dead bodies.
upstairs, the bodies were cleaned up while we were in another area.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they have workers who will come and move them and will be found.
So I have an even
So
more
tired.
disturbing suggestion. What if we hide in one of these coffins, these sarcophagi?
Likely big enough.
I'm a fan.
We could probably all hide in one of them.
As long as
We're
we
gonna
can
get like
them open.
immediately like. That's true. That's true. So we get one open, and assuming there's not like a giant sized white inside.
You
think
really
there-
need to stop giving Paul ideas.
I think that there are potentially
It's actually
Faye
what I was thinking.
here.
Tony. I'm like, wow, what a great idea. It's not in the book though, so I'm trying to follow the book, kinda. So
What were you saying
Ed,
there,
you were
Elva?
saying something?
I think there may be Fae here. I'm hearing their language. Katha can't seem
They
to
make
find
deals,
them.
right?
They do.
What about if we make a deal with them that they help us hide in exchange for letting them out?
Hiding tends to be something they're good at.
Mhm.
Uh,
In exchange for their freedom, they keep watch for 8 hours? That seems like a
I'm
good deal.
I'm inclined to free them, if for no other reason than gaining a favor somewhere down the
Be-
road.
Well, I was kind of going to say to be decent people, but okay, favors as well. Sure.
I'm with you on the decent people part. I'm just thinking if we know that they're going to want to do a favor because a tit for tat kind of relationship, as we've learned, is important, then we could, you know,
They're
find a
unlikely
way
to be
to.
allied with any of these creatures.
How do we find them? Where do you
Well, I
think
have
they are?
well, now that Katha has failed, I'll try to find them myself.
okay.
And my shield gives me advantage.
Are you going down the hallway?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how far down the hallway are you
Okay,
going
I don't
before
want to
you make
leave.
that
I
check?
don't want to leave you alone. I'll probably run
I'll
past.
go to at least like the midway where
Okay.
Katha is.
You can see this passageway. I can't ping. Uh, so annoying. Uh, coming from that direction.
Okay.
Nice.
When we go to break, I'm gonna refresh, and somebody will get booted when I do that. But
I have to say, it's kind of funny that the time that Paul actually is thinking about pinging, he can't.
nice, yeah. The irony is delicious. So you walk past, you can hear this sort of abyssally scream of like bloodthirstiness uh,
Mm-hmm.
directly south of Vela, where she's standing right now, and you can hear it even louder coming from here. Which has made it somewhat difficult, particularly Katha, who got distracted by this evil-sounding screeching.
Yeah.
Uh, but you see three doorways to the north here. The door that is vibrating with the Sylvan chanting of, if there are any here, not chanting, but if there are any here who can, you know, if the free us, because they're hearing sounds of an attack, and so, and
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like the door is being kicked with hooves.
Ooh. Do these doors have any like way to see into them?
Uh, no, they are completely. I mean, even if I mean you could climb up, but yeah, they're bars up top, but they're 15 feet up.
Oh, I'm totally
We
climbing
need to
up.
search those giants for keys.
I'm spider climbing on the wall to see what's in this crazy room.
Okay, which one? Which one's the crazy one?
The one down here.
Okay, the
that
one that you're
was
looking at. When
screaming.
you spider
Yeah.
climb up there, you look down and you see packed in and sort of devouring each other and screaming are 9 gnolls. Uh,
Okay.
and they look uh, they don't look like they're quite alive.
Oh
And there's
God.
a sort of an unholy light in their eyes.
Yeah, I'll climb back down.
Okay.
That's something you can't unsee.
Do these doors appear to be locked from this side, or is there like a mechanism we can see on this side?
They are locked. Um, these are full on, like not the typical stone door, although they are stone. These are clearly prison doors.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there is a lock, which Vela could spider climb up and try to pick. Um, Again, it's very high DC for the
Vela cannot
size.
spider climb up.
Oh,
Vela can fly up.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think
I
Robespierre and Mary are the only ones currently wearing a
Oh,
thread.
gotcha. Okay,
There's only two of us, right? The
right,
rest are holding,
Yeah.
or they're in the bag of holding.
right. Gotcha.
Do you want me to unlock it?
Not that one.
God, no.
This one here.
I'll shoot at him before we do that. If we
I'll go look at the bodies because I heard Elva say look for a key. So I'm gonna do that
Okay.
on the bodies of the giants, as
Okay.
I'm not
So
very good at this, but
Give
I'm
me an
gonna try to help.
investigation check.
I'm going to whisper in Sylvan toward the opening. We're going to try to open the door.
Oh, I'm not very good at
The
investigating.
kick.
Nukin, you gotta help me figure this out. We're supposed to look for something like a key. You're just standing here. Help me out, buddy.
Yeah.
Tony got
Let's,
distracted.
Yeah, I guess so.
let's check all the bodies out
Okay.
and see if there's any keys.
Give me an
He's doing some
investigation.
Oh,
illustrator
I'll
work.
come back.
Well,
Can I go back and
you
help
can
with
do the
that?
picking. I just figured.
I know. I just have a really good high investigation.
I'll just wait here then.
I can.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I can
swear
pick.
we're going to try to
pick.
open the door. It's just not right now, I guess.
I'll
As you-
try picking.
so they
Oh, I interpreted that she had failed her check. Never mind.
I failed the investigation check, but I was just going over there because Elva had said something, so I figured I would do that.
I follow.
Okay.
My attempt to unlock it, I get a 19.
it does not open. It's just too,
Of course
you
it doesn't, because it's a 19.
know, the lock is it's eluding you. It's not even so much that the lock is too complex. It's just it's too big. Getting the tumblers out of the way sometimes is just a little too hard for you at your size. You haven't found quite the right way to leverage it. Uh, what was the last investigation check? Um, oh, but the kicking stops, Elva, when you say that, and you hear in Sylvan, Seelie or unseelie.
Neither, but a friend.
And then there's a little low whisper between them, which I'm sure you can kind of make out even over the howling of the gnolls. Of a bargain must be struck. Uh, and they start conferring with each other. The okay, so nobody else did an investigation check of the bodies.
I will go back over there if you,
Well, I don't want to.
if
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
think
how
it'd make
you
more
want to
sense
do
for
skill
Vela to do
checks.
it. But
Are the bodies up here by Vela? Is that what we're
No,
saying?
they were actually where you were standing. That's why.
That's
Oh.
why I was talking to you,
Dude.
saying, "You want to help me look at these bodies?"
Yes. Just forget what I was saying. And that's why I was confused. I was like, wait, why did they find bodies in these rooms already? All right.
No, I
it's-
walked back over to you.
To the
and-
giant bodies.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My investigation isn't great, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to pick the bodies. See? A 10.
10 is what was needed. Sorry, Robin. I was like, no.
Well, I have no bonus, and I know I'm not the one to do it, but
Uh,
whenever we investigate, I just stand here like an idiot. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go.
it was a 10 because the both of them are the jailers. So just sorting out which one was the right key that seemed the likely was what you needed a 10 for. So yeah, you procure of basically it's like a 2.5 foot long key, um, and you can lift it off the body. Also, because I love it, what's in these giants' bags?
Nice. Bag check.
what's the most chaotic thing we could pull out of that bag, or should we just wait and see?
I actually have not read in a while. I'd have to review it.
Got to roll the dice and see. That's what's chaotic about it.
I'm hoping it's like an NPC quest giver. It's like, you've rescued me.
Nice.
Now you must help my child.
It's
I mean, that's weird.
Yeah,
a
but not so much for the torturer.
No.
He's just getting ready for the next
Really?
dead creature.
Now, is
I
this a
really,
giant-sized
really
tombstone
love-
or like a little tiny human?
It's a
tombstone?
human. It's a human's.
What a very nice, nice thing to do.
Rest in peace.
Oh, steal
Yeah.
somebody's
Right,
tombstone?
torture.
Tombstone. Yeah, they took his tombstone, and the other one had various soiled and patched linens. It looks like it
Ew.
was a bunch of bed sheets from humans turned into a hanky. Giant bogeys. Ew. All right. But you also do procure the key. So, how you're going to, I would love to describe to me how you guys are going to get the key up about 7 feet in the air. And
Well, I can levitate.
okay,
And Vela can fly.
How heavy is the key?
It's true.
yeah, it's probably about 30 pounds.
Okay, I think I had to say on my job application I could lift 50 pounds. So
me too.
Ditto.
So yeah, so I'll levitate up with the key, and maybe I can I'll kind of hold it steady while Vela uses her sense of locks to operate it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I'll
you guys
fly
are
up there while he's levitating.
Flying
So
and
he's
levitating this
holding,
key
I'm
up.
twisting.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
And you were able to unlock the door, and you see.
I just want you to know how mature I'm being right now.
Noted. um,
Thank you.
you unlock the door, and two emaciated centaurs are in the room. I need to go
Aw.
to maps and unlock a door. All right, right? Can you guys see? Yep. You can probably only see one just because of the way the door works, but there are two in
I
there.
can see two.
Okay. Um, and they're sort of huddled together. The one has got, like, you see as the door opens, there's these hoof marks and scratches all over it. They are absolutely just a wreck, but they had been recently, not fairly recently, captured by the um, fire giants,
I'll give each of them a day's rations.
uh, which they accept with gratitude. We are in your service.
Yes,
When I
we.
investigated, oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
I had a DM question. When I investigated the lock, does it look like the key would work from the inside?
No, because there's only the only keyholes on the outside. They wouldn't
That's what I
leave. They
wanted to
wouldn't
know.
leave a
Was
pickable area on the inside of a cell. So
oh, some people do. I'm just making sure.
okay.
Because if I was locked in a room, I would try to pick the lock. Like that would be a pretty standard request. So I was trying to figure out if that was a
No, but I mean, you
an
guys
option.
could lock yourselves in the room. You have the key in with you, and
That's what I was asking. If we
but
can't unlock the door from the
well,
inside.
you can't. But there is. I mean, there is a barred window that you guys,
Oh, see, there we go. There we
since you
go.
can fly, um,
Okay, explain to me how I would be able to fly in and out of the cell.
through the barred window, because you're tiny. Well, you're not tiny. You're
So I
medium.
could have done that in the first place. I didn't
Potent,
realize it was that big of a bar.
potentially.
Nice.
I mean,
Cool.
you you
We
would
couldn't get them out.
you would be able to
Yeah,
squeeze,
they
and
wouldn't
you
be able to get
definitely
out.
would able to get them out.
Right.
And I mean, even I guess like there are medium-sized creatures in here that I guess they probably wouldn't make the bars that easy. So I mean, you guys could potentially figure a way to get
But I
through.
absolutely could have and should have had Katha go in there and figure out what was in there before we unlocked it.
Yeah, Papa could have
Yeah.
gotten it.
Seems legit.
Um,
That's funny.
but we do have an idea of how we could square our ledger here.
uh, Excellent. May we have at least one of your names for the deal making?
I am Elva Willowspark.
Elva Willispark. I am Nixie. The lead one says the other one, and this is Twixt.
It is a pleasure.
Are you the right or the left Twixt?
The right one always tastes better.
A bit of both
Okay.
between them.
Alright, Nixie and Twixt. And the bargain is to be made. We are already in your debt. How can we repay you?
You seem a bit worse for wear, and as are we. If you were able to keep watch over us while we rested, we would call it square.
Done. Where would you like
And
to do
we
this?
may use your space as we can secure the door a bit.
Okay. So,
Unless anyone has other thoughts on where we might go.
I think it's a good
I think
idea
that's
because they're probably not going
great
to look in
idea.
cells, right?
Is the hope.
Yep. Uh, if they agreed, Vela's gonna be like, awesome, and like, oh, I need to probably wait outside. I was like gonna climb in a corner and just
are you guys hoping to take a
But
short
sleep.
rest or a
But
long
if,
rest?
if we've made the agreement, I'm going in and sitting down.
Yep.
Long rest if we can.
Yeah, I will be, and I'm locking us in, right?
They will be clear that it is extremely unlikely that you'll get a full long rest. Like,
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably stop by and check on the
Well, there will be
prisoners when
after all
the
this
jailers
noise.
are
Yeah,
dead.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. When they find the
So,
dead jailers.
but couldn't we all go in there, including the two centaurs? They can be the ones that are, they're going to be visible in the cell, so they'll be in the back of the cell, and we can all huddle by the door, right up front. So if anybody does peek through, the two centaurs
Just look like they're in prison.
they just look like they're still in their cell.
Sure.
We can give it a try. I mean, I'm all for trying.
What do the rest of you think, or should
So-
we just say short rest and call it good?
Well, I'm very biased
would
towards
love
short
long
rests, so I
get nothing back with a short rest.
yeah, that's right. Everyone else gets nothing.
And if you're
nothing
gonna
back.
die, I can't do anything about it.
That's right. But anyway, but what I was going to say is, but I think that the party would benefit from a long rest if we think we can squeeze it out. But
I think we should
so
try.
I'm down to try it. Basically, my thoughts are, as long as I get a short rest, even if we get interrupted, I feel cool. So I think it's worth risking it.
If we can just let me sleep for 4 hours, that's all I need. 4 hours. I'm good. Depending on DM rule.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know that you don't have to sleep. I still think you have to be
Elves get the full benefit of a long rest at 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what it was like when I played the elf.
Okay. I thought it was they can be awake the whole, and can be doing other
I thought
things.
that too, and I had a player show me I was wrong.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Got aggressive, huh?
Yep.
Fair enough. So,
It's like, don't restart the battle. Don't make me relive it.
I'm good.
A little PTSD.
So, you guys are going to all clamber in. This guy's gone. There is no more spiritual weapon out here. I'll move Nubin over to here. You're in here. And so what you guys are saying is you guys are going to hide out of the sight of the door if somebody were to peek through the door window up there.
Or even like right up against the door so that we'd be too far, the angle wouldn't work to see us.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will stay in their room. And yeah, any questions you want to ask of them before you take your long rest?
I have a question mechanically for you, and I don't actually know the way to resolve this. So if our long rest gets interrupted, we don't get the benefit of a long rest.
Correct.
So the question I have is, if we go an hour and then we get interrupted, do we get a short rest?
Yes, you do.
Okay, just want to make sure. That's kind of murky when it comes to how hit die work.
I think there are some DMs who rule the other way. Like you have to declare what you're doing and use your dice.
And yeah, I don't think the description of short rest requires any declaration of anything.
Right. So
if you have an hour of little activity, you have accomplished a short rest.
I think
makes sense.
I think the end result it's the mechanics that get into like where people are.
It's the mechanics of the hit die that's
Right.
weird because you only get half your hit die back on a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were taking a short rest, I would like burn all my hit die. You know what I mean? But if I'm taking a long rest, I'm burning 0. It's just weird. So it's cool as long as you're cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because really, what could happen? It depends on what interrupts it. Like, I think Matt Mercer doesn't allow it. Like, though, if you got an hour, if you didn't declare it that way, because that's not what you were woken up from your sleep, you didn't whatever, narratively,
kind of thing, yeah.
and he basically you can't then right before the thing goes, oh well, I got an hour and I'm gonna spend this many hit dice.
Right.
It's sort of sort of like
I think that's so weird.
It's an a priori research sort of thing. It's fishing after the fact. And also mechanically, and I'm saying we're gonna let it play. I'm just saying I can see some of the arguments that people would make would be, it's also delay a game in a way too, and also now that there's a battle coming. So
here's what I'm gonna do, Paul.
I'm only gonna use one hit die if there was no battle, but now that I know there is, I'm gonna use all of them.
You get half your hit die back on a long rest, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if we get interrupted, I'm using I'm declaring now, I'm using half my hit die as a short rest. So that way, whatever happens, it's the same net result.
I'm not worried
Nice.
about it.
There you go.
All I'm doing is devil's advocating that I can understand why some people wouldn't want to allow it that
Yeah.
way, but I
Yeah.
am fine
I
with us
think the
playing it
I
this
think
way.
the pre-statement of the hit dice is a great, like, if we get a short rest, I'm using this many hit
Right.
dice. If we get a long rest, I'm not. Like, that's a great alternative to having nothing,
Sure.
like having to declare
Yeah.
one or the other.
Fine by me. I don't have I feel like it's fine either way.
Okay.
So because I narratively could also say you just got a hell of an adrenaline rush,
Yeah.
and there's your hit points, but
True.
but I think it's the mechanics part of it where people get a little like, hey, all right. So I am gonna call for bio break. At this point, you guys are trusting yourselves to Nixie and Twix, so all of you are beginning to take a long rest. Uh, you didn't. You did. Well, I'm not going to call for the bio break yet. I'm going to ask one more if you guys want to ask Nixie and Twix any
All right.
questions prior to going to rest.
Maybe we should find out if there's a pattern. Do they come around here and check what have they been doing? That type of thing.
Well, the
We should probably
jailer's
close the door
dead.
too.
Yeah, I'll take care of locking the door and bringing
Well,
the key in.
they'll help you close the door because they are large creatures and can actually shut the door easier than you can.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to finagle through the bars.
Yep.
With the key. After the door's closed.
Right.
I'll help you.
Okay.
And I'm just about 7 feet tall, so with my arms up, I can, I don't. I
Right.
can
So I'll
help.
be like, catch.
I could throw you.
Don't toss it, wolf.
So yeah, so I guess the question. So the question was routine, which I think is still good to know, but also we just killed their
Right.
routine.
Well,
It's
some of
probably
it.
gonna be a
I
little
don't know
different.
how many more there are.
True. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's like not like Metal Gear Solid where they just like see the bodies and be like, oh, and they just like keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's keep checking the cells.
They said so the first thing they say is well, yeah, as you just mentioned, you've killed the main people who would be checking on us regularly. I think the routine would be somewhat disrupted, but this is a fortress, and eventually someone will come down here, or there are many other creatures other than giants now walking through here. The guests of the giants. Um, they
Who are
they
their guests?
they could take an interest as well. And if they do, I don't know. We will do our best to hide and lie for you. But they may empty the cells when they find the key missing. But
That happens. That happens. We can't control it.
Can you fight?
we will try. Better than living down here.
Do you need weapons?
Yes, actually, they are weaponless. So I love how in they did not edit this. These are prisoners, and they're like, yeah, they've got a longbow and a pike. But no, they would
So-
not have those things.
Fortunately, my weapons are packed weapons. I've got an extra packed weapon. I'm not sure if that would work. If they could use it.
I have some daggers, I believe.
Okay.
I have two short
they-
swords. I rarely use.
Okay. I mean, they are.
So.
We have in the bag of holding. We have not much for weapons.
We sold a lot of it.
Interesting.
We sure did. We do have
Because we
Snur's
get
flame
weapons
tongue
that-
great sword.
Yeah, they were kind of
Yeah.
crap weapons you got from bandits. And then a
Well,
couple of
or
other
else we
nice ones.
get great swords or things
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
nobody can really use except for,
We do have Snur's flame tongue great sword.
Oh,
Let them use one of those.
yeah.
And I've got a +2 spear. I'll loan one of them.
Oh, they love spears.
Nice.
That's their jam, actually.
Yeah, well, here's a
I
plus
wonder
2
why
spear
this-
for you.
Nice.
We also have a magic mace that's unidentified.
Okay.
So maybe we could find out if either of them can identify it.
No, unfortunately, they don't have the gift for that, but they will happily take the mace and the spear as weapons. Um, they're like, but perhaps you throw those to us at the appropriate time. We don't want to draw attention to having weapons here. Maybe.
Why don't perhaps we lay them on the floor in front of the door so they're not visible from the other side, but you can grab them if you need them.
Excellent.
So a small chance of this, but would it be possible that they might think we're just prisoners in here? Would they know who we are? If they open this,
That's an excellent question. Other than the headsman and the torturer, I don't know what the other guards would know. You could pretend to have been thrown in here with us. No idea whether or not they would do such a thing.
hmm.
And then the one looks at the other. We are really good at telling stories.
Nice.
I had hoped.
All right.
I think telling stories and maybe put the key in the bag of holding so that it's not readily apparent.
Oh yeah, nice.
Okay. Got it. Okay. You guys begin your long rest, and
I'm gonna make small talk with them about like places that I've visited in the Feywild and just that sort of thing, but
Okay.
nothing mechanical.
Gotcha. Okay. They will make small talk with you as well. They are Sealy. Um, comes out that they had just crossed over from the Fey and into these lands and had realized how close they were to Farvale and did not want to be near human settlement. Ran up the mountain and were captured by hellhounds and gnolls, and feel very much trapped on not just in this place but also on the material plane. Uh, feel weakened being away from the Feywild this long, which has only been a week. But um, that's their story. All right, we're gonna take a little bio break, and we'll be back here in 5-10 minutes or so. Uh, thanks for watching, bots. Because I think we're botorific right now. Yep, thanks, bots, and we'll see you on the flip.
The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land-water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy partners with willing private landowners to develop conservation easement agreements which leave land in private ownership while limiting development and protecting important conservation values. GLC currently holds 26 conservation easements for private owners. GLC also raises funds to purchase land outright. Today, because of the generosity of members, donors, and volunteers, GLC owns 5 properties: William F. Crystal Woods and Wetlands Preserve, Grasshopper Hill Preserve, Charles and Winifred Spring West Twin River Preserve, Willow Creek Preserve, and the Hunter Preserve. GLC-owned properties are always open to the public and ensure everyone can enjoy access to the wonder and beauty of nature. The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land-water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy partners with willing private landowners to develop conservation easement agreements which leave land in private ownership while limiting development and protecting important conservation values. GLC currently holds 26 conservation easements for private owners. GLC also raises funds to purchase land outright. Today, because of the generosity of members, donors, and volunteers, GLC owns 5 properties: William F. Crystal Woods and Wetlands Preserve, Grasshopper Hill Preserve, Charles and Winifred Spring West Twin River Preserve, Willow Creek Preserve, and the Hunter Preserve. GLC-owned properties are always open to the public and ensure everyone can enjoy access to the wonder and beauty of nature. The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land-water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy partners with willing private landowners to develop conservation easement agreements which leave land in private ownership while limiting development and protecting important conservation values. GLC currently holds 26 conservation easements for private owners. GLC also raises funds to purchase land outright. Today, because of the generosity of members, donors, and volunteers, GLC owns 5 properties: William F. Crystal Woods and Wetlands Preserve, Grasshopper Hill Preserve, Charles and Winifred Spring West Twin River Preserve, Willow Creek Preserve, and the Hunter Preserve. GLC-owned properties are always open to the public and ensure everyone can enjoy access to the wonder and beauty of nature. The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy partners with willing private landowners to develop conservation easement agreements which leave land in private ownership while limiting development and protecting important conservation values. GLC currently holds 26 conservation easements for private owners. GLC also raises funds to purchase land outright. Today, because of the generosity of members, donors, and volunteers, GLC owns 5 properties: William F. Crystal Woods and Wetlands Preserve, Grasshopper Hill Preserve, Charles and Winifred Spring West Twin River Preserve, Willow Creek Preserve, and the Hunter Preserve. GLC-owned properties are always open to the public and ensure everyone can enjoy access to the wonder and beauty of nature. The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land-water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy partners with willing private landowners to develop conservation easement agreements which leave land in private ownership while limiting development and protecting important conservation values. GLC currently holds 26 conservation easements for private owners. GLC also raises funds to purchase land outright. Today, because of the generosity of members, donors, and volunteers, GLC owns 5 properties: William F. Crystal Woods and Wetlands Preserve, Grasshopper Hill Preserve, Charles and Winifred Spring West Twin River Preserve, Willow Creek Preserve, and the Hunter Preserve. GLC-owned properties are always open to the public and ensure everyone can enjoy access to the wonder and beauty of nature. The mission of Glacial Lakes Conservancy is to permanently preserve and protect land-water resources for future generations. As one of the approximately 40 land trusts in Wisconsin and about 1,700 in the U.S., GLC envisions a legacy of permanently protected lands and land use policies that sustain and enhance a regional quality of life, defined by the beauty and productivity of its working lands and natural resources. Glacial Lakes Conservancy offers land conservation options, organizational support, and technical guidance to landowners and organizations in a 5-county region of Wisconsin: Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, Calumet, and Fond du Lac. Most often, Glacial Lakes Conservancy.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Had to get some sustenance. I think we're waving to bots and ourselves. So, hi, bots.
Hey,
I,
Hi,
bots.
us.
um, so, uh, where we left off, uh, the the heroes have stormed into the hall of the Fire Giant King. Uh, from the giant's point of view, committed regicide. Uh, then moved down to the second floor, where they were discovered coming. Not they weren't discovered coming out of the mausoleum of the dead kings, but they were discovered soon after. They took out the kingdom's blacksmith, and then the jailer, the executioner, and the torturer. Not the jailer. The executioner and the torturer came after them, along with some Etten sentries that were alerted to their presence, uh, and primarily due to the fact that the party has not been able to rest and has had fight after fight after fight testing their resources. They were put in a little bit of jeopardy with two of them going unconscious during the last battle. They then heard the sound of two fey creatures, two sylvan-speaking fey creatures, shouting actually for help, and they have struck a bargain where, in exchange for their release, those two the two centaurs in this cell will will pretend to be in the cell still and sort of cover their hiding in the cell uh, for the period of 8 hours so that the party can have a long rest. As such, they will be dependent on Nixie and Twixt, the centaurs, uh, to convince the anything to basically cover their tracks. So, uh, I will say that the first hour goes by peaceably. Therefore, a short rest is possible for everybody. You don't have to roll now, but you can if you want. Because if you get the long rest, you're. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the math works out. I'll still get them. I'll get it back if we get a
Okay.
long rest.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Oh, good call.
Gotcha. So,
you get half back.
if you as long as you only you get half of what you spent back in hit dice.
Exactly. So
Yep.
that way it all works out.
Okay. I will probably, Winston, say to just if you get the long rest, I'm going to tell you guys to restore all your hit dice. Uh, and the reason I'm going to do that is because that this slog is going. This isn't going to change. So the whole running out of hit dice
Well,
recovery could be a thing for you.
and that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
if we take a long rest, I'll be back up the top.
Oh,
Because
you get
I only
you
used
get.
half my hit
Oh,
die.
I thought you get half of what you spent. I didn't think it was half of your total.
Yeah.
Is
No,
it
you
half
get
your total?
half
think
of
you
your
get-
total.
Oh, you get half
Half
your
your
total.
Half your
Yeah.
total.
Okay. All right. Then never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing on purpose. That way, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what happens.
Gotcha. I always have to review that whenever it comes up. So,
And do we still have the 15 temporary hit points?
We'll lose them if we
That-
get through this long rest because that's for 8 hours, right?
Yep.
Aid.
yep. Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And the trick to that, Tony, is it's to your maximum.
Right. So
So-
it doesn't. I didn't get there anyway.
You can like overheal, basically. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Shortly after the first hour, you guys are not aware of this because you're resting. Um, it, there is a commotion in the hallway. Uh, and I guess I should make, see if you guys stay asleep, I guess. But you're willfully wanting to sleep, so I'm not going to put that on you guys. So there's a commotion out in the hallway, and the bodies are being searched, and now prisoners are being emptied out. So they are starting to look for keys, etc. None of you hear this because I'm not going to go through all of what you don't hear, but I am going to ask you guys to come up with, because it'd be more fun for you to do it than for me to do it. It'd be more fun for the game. What is this? I should have asked you guys to think about this on our bio break. Uh, what do Nixie and Twix do to stay in the cell when? And we'll have them roll whatever checks you guys do. But what is their plan for staying in the cell and not having people come in and empty you out? What is their delaying tactic? What is their, or do they hide you? What do they do? You guys can plan it out. If you need to see centaur stats, I will make these available to you.
Well,
So,
you said they were
you
pretty
know-
emaciated, right? Like
They are.
maybe they're really weak. I don't know. I can't.
Mhm.
Were you going to say something, Winston?
Plague.
A plague?
They got the plague.
But they have eaten now, so
Yeah,
Right, but
a
they're
fey
pretending
plague.
that they can't.
Interesting.
Does anyone have a disguise kit? And you just like put boils on them.
There's one in my bag, I believe.
I guess you could do it while resting. So
Not to
I'm
metagame too much,
sleeping.
but you guys had also talked about, well, you're sleeping, but you're playing Nixie and Twix now. But you guys had also
I know.
talked about the idea of them claiming your new prisoners who've just been moved in.
true.
However, you are all in full battle armor, etc., with
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah, I think we'd have a hard time with that one.
Yeah, they let us keep our stuff.
Yeah, I think they would maybe not lean into that one if they were trying to clear the cell.
We could
that
throw all
would-
our stuff in the bag. Oh, that'd be really dangerous.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
I'm
So-
thinking they're either fighting or really into each other when they come to the window.
Yep, they're just getting at it.
Yeah. Those are my suggestions. I like
I don't know
like
if
that
that
Robin
would
went
deter.
straight.
I'm sorry. I
went
just
straight
don't.
to pass out. I think that's probably a better choice. Passed out for malnutrition makes a
Yeah.
little more sense. I'm not sure it's where fey creatures would necessarily go automatically, but I think you're right. I think that's the better choice. Like they just look passed out in the cell. But do they have
I think
to talk?
passed out makes sense too.
So here's the deal, and this might be a little bit of abusing the whole situation, but I get my spells back after an hour. I can cast invisibility on us, so they can clear out the cell while we're invisible.
Yeah.
Like we could. I mean, and again, this is maybe a little bit of using the rules. The situation kind of awkward, but like, I mean, that would be my. If it's really the case that we got enough of a breather that okay, I got my patron stuff back. I've got the juice, right?
It would mean
Then
that
I
you
could put-
wouldn't get the benefit of the long rest at 8 hours, though.
Yeah, that would mean that.
Because you cast a spell.
Right. Which I mean, I do lose. There are some other things that I would not be able to get back. I do get some stuff on long.
Well, and you might suffer exhaustion for not taking long rest.
That's true. That'd be fun. Have a point of exhaustion.
How long does invisibility last?
Good question.
An hour. 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah.
So we could just run the risk that we can sell the lie, and then it's okay, right? But if they fail, then we're definitely not getting a long rest, and we're under attack.
I think we go with they're passed out, and if
Okay.
they fail, then maybe you do the invisibility.
Okay.
As a last
Now,
ditch.
the trick to that is it would have to be slightly coordinated because I can cast it on. I gotta look at the spell.
And I usually cover one of us, and I can't. I don't have the slot.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot. So I'm casting it 5th, so I could get 4 people. So I get 4 people, and then maybe Mary. Do you have any wild shapes left?
I do. I had one before we even started resting, so it wouldn't
Cool.
even have to use the one. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I wasn't depleted in that. So
Real quick question: how tall are the
something.
ceilings? Oh, sorry, Robin.
20 feet.
No,
Sorry.
I wasn't saying anything important.
Okay, no worries. So they're 20
So,
feet.
but
And
in
these...
order for Robin to use her wild shape, though, she would have had to. She's going to have to be awake too, and lose the benefit of a long rest.
Right. But we're saying in a desperate situation when we're all like if the lie doesn't work and we all get caught, this is kind of our desperate attempt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is your get out of the cell that you're in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna basically trigger it off if they're like if they decide to open the door, because if they open the door, we're all in here, right?
Yeah.
Unless we can hide underneath the centaurs' bodies.
I don't think I could. I think I'm too big.
True. I think they would just check anyways. Okay. Yeah, so if that doesn't work and they decide to open the door, then I'm casting invisibility on everyone but Mary, and Mary
I will
you
be
go...
a flea. I will be a
Hmm.
flea.
Perfect.
And jump.
Man, I wish. Could you sleep as a wild shape?
I think it doesn't last the full 8 hours at my level. You know, it's
And take a
only
cat
like
nap?
it's half my druid level or something like that. So it wouldn't last the whole night.
That
Right,
catnap
I'm
spell, by the
thinking,
way,
like-
is a cool spell. I don't know if anybody's
What?
ever
Yeah.
taken the catnap spell, but
I've
Oh,
never taken it, but I've seen it and thought about it.
I have an NPC who has it. And
So many times at cons where you're running an epic or something, and nobody can get a rest. You can't have short rest. You can't have long rest unless somebody has catnap.
it's a, I think
who
that's
can
a
cast it? What kind of a spell is it?
arcane.
Okay.
With
That makes sense.
I mean, I have a wizard who has it, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I had never seen it before, but I don't tend to play arcane casters.
he's in the table game. Ulia.
Nice.
Anyway, one of my other dumb names, Ulia Yeluvian. Anyway,
Yeah, my wild shape only lasts 4 hours, so it would work for you to take a long rest, but not for me.
yeah. Can you polymorph me for 4 hours?
I can, yeah, that only lasts, what did we say, an hour? Because that's
yep,
what I
that's
did
how
today.
long the Hydra stayed down. Yeah.
Right.
So, what
Right.
kind of stories do you think they're going to try to play the "we're sick, we cannot move, we're diseased" play? Okay. All right, and then should they open the door, you are fairly certain they will discover you immediately, and so when they get there, you guys are saying you would allow yourselves to be awake at that time.
So one last thing, and this is gonna require several negotiations. Yeah, that's the plan, right, Paul?
Yeah.
To aid in the diseased aspect, I'm gonna ask him if they are comfortable if I hurt them a little bit. Like I can make your skin look a little bit more diseased, maybe, a little more pocked, damaged.
How much hurt are we talking about?
I'm gonna mechanically I'm casting. I haven't cast this in a long time. You know, it's called poison spray.
Oh,
So the idea is to like spray some poison on
Yay!
them.
I
I'll
love
try to like
poison
mess up their,
spray.
like give
sure.
them a little bit of superficial damage.
They'll take the damage for it. It's like standing there and getting maced as a police officer, so you know what it's
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
So, okay.
Oh my god, it's a lot of damage.
Holy shit! They only have 40.
Holy shit! We didn't kill him, did we?
They only have 45 hit points.
No, I forgot it's a cantrip and it scales. Oh no. Oh no.
This is a much worse bargain than we thought. There's hacking.
Oh, jeez.
I will give them advantage though
Is this-
on the sale of
is
this
this-
because they look rough now.
Was
It was a
this
miscalculation,
happening?
but
Did
you're
this
still
happen?
getting freed.
Did this happen pre us getting the short rest, or is
I'm
this
going to
happening?
assume it had to have, and I'm going to let that retcon.
Okay.
Because
'Cause
otherwise, Robes
if-
wouldn't be getting a rest, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
if-
I see. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
are-
cantrip.
But you're doing work. Even reading a spell book,
Really? Okay.
yeah,
All right. Fair
prevents you
enough.
from taking a long
I'll do it
rest,
before
so-
the short rest in case it comes up.
Okay.
I was gonna offer to heal them, but
Well, then they will look
It's the
good.
same
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
well, it wouldn't be a lot of heal. It would be a smidge of heal.
It's still like the poison spray. We're really coloring what
Yeah. It's
Fair.
not. Yeah.
So don't
Probably good that it hurt them a lot.
don't spend a ton of resources on it because it's just a flavor thing we're doing really. Okay, that's the idea. So they look poisoned because they are.
Yep.
and,
Nailed it.
and you hear. All right, so you guys are sleeping now. You as long as you don't do anything, you can be awoken from a long rest and still get the benefits of a long rest. So you guys are awoken to several or two large giant voices. You can hear them coming closer to, and those of you who speak giant here, it's only the centaurs left to check on. And so you hear the centaurs, we're opening the door. You are to come out, and you hear crossbows cocked. You are to come out and present
Centaurs would
yourself.
start hacking.
Okay.
Every disease involves a cough. Anytime someone is, in movies and on television, anytime someone's sick and dying, they're coughing.
Well, and they've been within like 2 hours ago. They were poison sprayed for over half their hit points. So they, they I was
Poor
expecting a D4. Like I just
I was too.
Anyway, so they had.
They could have taken a short rest in the interim, though.
That's true.
Recovered this hit
That's
points.
true. But they're not gonna, because they're gonna try to sell it. So
Yeah.
So this is really, I guess, a performance or deception, and they're gonna like even when they cough, when they fake cough, then one of them like coughs up a little blood and everything because they have been malnourished and they just got poisoned. They look a wreck. So does somebody want to roll for him, or do you want me to roll for him?
Do they have?
What's their
role for them?
I'll roll for him if he wants to take the responsibility for it.
yeah,
What's
why don't you roll for them?
You
Do
want
they
to
get any bonuses?
Well, they're gonna get advantage because of the poison, the smell, and the
Right.
The,
I feel like we helped.
yeah, I'm giving them advantage for the poison spray for how bad they look, and one of them's gonna say, "We haven't much time. It came from a troll," and the one says, "A troll? It could affect giant kind." And now I will give them the deception. Here we go. So then it'll be an opposed insight check from the Giants. So no DC here. Here we go. Also, you guys have one player reroll. Advantage 17.
You don't have any charisma.
Those
Come on, they're
bitches
centaurs.
said they were good at it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
They lied to us and we believe them.
Nobody did an insight check.
That's true.
Ooh, but the Giants do get a +2 on the insight.
Oh no. Yay.
Oh,
which doesn't help.
oh.
It didn't help them at all, and they're gonna pass out. They're gonna. Oh God! Seal off this area. They've got, and I'm gonna make up a giant disease that they've got, that they think they've got, and they run away. And you guys can
Big old
take.
fever.
big rod.
You guys can take the benefit of a long rest.
Oh. So exciting.
Nice.
I really shouldn't. I really should have like there be
Oh, man.
another like doctor come by, but I feel like this is scary enough.
The
They've got.
doctor would take so long.
Actually, I should have somebody come in and just say they're gonna kill the centaurs.
That should be how we wake up.
Yeah.
I would thought that might be how we were gonna wake up. Yeah.
But I am gonna, really that would have been a lot more scary if I'd let that have one more encounter and through 8 hours to earn an 8-hour rest. I probably should have done that. But we're not gonna. We're gonna just play it this way.
We all pushed our button already. There's no
Yeah.
way I know.
No, that's
I
my
have
own.
no idea what I had.
All right. So everybody has taken a long rest. You awaken.
That means I get to pick new spells. It's been so long.
You awaken to
been like 2 months.
howling and screaming in abyssal.
Those nobles.
And just awful sounds of terrible things. But an increase. You can hear that there's an increase of patrolling as you wake up, but nobody's going down that hallway.
All right. Well, we made the deal to get these two out, and after what they've been through, I think that we need to make sure we fulfill that. I see there are two ways. We could go for broke and start killing more giants, give them an opportunity to sneak out, or we could try to make them invisible.
I don't know that we're going to have any choice but killing more giants.
We agreed to release them.
Yes, our deal is squared.
Well, not until we let them out of the cage.
Right.
Correct.
I'm just saying we don't have an obligation to get them out of the building.
In fact, they may prefer that we don't, because then they would have to owe us again.
Indeed. Any help you could provide us for getting a fair start would leave friends in the Feywild. Should you end up in our
It would
realm.
be kind of us, especially based on the poison.
Don't look at me. I was just trying to help.
Well, I'll give them a crossbow and bolts because I never will use it.
Okay.
Did we give them the short sword that you offered, Mary?
They didn't
Or
end up taking
were
it.
they just available?
You guys gave them not maybe for keepsies, but you handed them the mace that you found from the blacksmith and a +2 spear. Now, whether or not you retrieve those now.
Yeah, I'm taking the spear back, but I'm giving
Okay.
them a crossbow.
Okay.
Did we figure out the mace is all about yet?
Nope.
No.
We should take that back.
And I'll give them my dagger.
I have a spear if you want to keep your dagger. I can give them a spear.
Oh, I don't ever use the dagger, so.
Well, they'll take the
Either
spear
way.
and the dagger. They would love to have the spear.
All right.
Okay.
I
will.
And I'll tell them
crossbow.
where we came from, and it is not likely fully clear anymore, but it might be clearer.
Understood. All right. Well, we thank you.
And if you want to take a minute here, we'll leave the door unlocked. You might be able to rest up and recover some strength.
That's actually what we were thinking is if you could just, since they're avoiding us, if you could just leave the door unlocked when you leave. There is the patrolling happening to the south here. But I don't know.
I think that's fair.
Believe there's a way down to the north.
Good to know.
And strange guests directly west of us.
Say strange guests.
Most of the guests are giants, um, or large folk anyway. Um, these are elves.
What sort of elves?
I believe they call themselves the Drow.
Thank you.
Although I did watch a video where it's called Grognard's channel or whatever, where he kept pronouncing it Dro, and I just was like,
Bro.
please stop that. Please stop that.
Bro.
Please stop that. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Please stop that. Anyway, so, uh, you guys gonna sneak through the bars? You can time, because there is every so often you see one crosses through, like every 5 or 10 minutes. There's somebody who patrols through. They come down the hallway, then they come back. They come down the hallway, then they come back.
I'll have Katha go up in the window and watch, and then when it's clear, we can unlock it and head north.
Okay. Is Katha hiding in the window?
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check.
God, I get not good at that. She is tiny. I feel like that should help.
Yeah, and they're
I don't know
big.
that it does. It should.
Which is also very colorful. And strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
Well, they're not active. Well, they're on patrol, so I guess it would be an active look, not a passive, right?
Would they be looking at the bars though?
No, yeah, I'll do the passive. So, well, that's a meet and beat. That's a 12 to a 12.
Damn.
But
Maybe
she's
they were
tiny.
actively looking.
I will give you the benefit of the tiny. I will give you the benefit of the tiny, because
Like I just really feel like she should be harder for them to see because she's so much smaller than they are.
You could treat it like cover and just give it like a +2.
that's what I was thinking. Is I should give a +2 for the cover.
Yeah, she's like standing right behind one of the bars.
Yeah, I think that's
Got
fair.
it sucked in. Yeah,
I mean,
butt's pulled in.
supposedly that's supposed to be taken into account with the stealth roll, but I would say maybe advantage for having the cover and being tiny. So why don't you roll it at advantage, Ed? Let's see what happens.
Should I just roll one more time and see if it's better than 12?
You can do that, or you can re-roll at advantage. Your choice.
Roll at advantage.
All right, there you go. All right, so he walks by. All right. I'm not trying to give you the game, but I did feel like you're right. That's sort of
I
they aren't
I
they
feel
aren't
like there should be
they
some kind of
aren't
mechanic for that.
like some kind of cover, but like
For
like
a tiny
like Winston
creature,
said.
it should just be harder to see.
It'd be like if I'm on patrol and a mosquito is somewhere, like
Well-
I'm gonna be like, ah, there's a mosquito.
Because like Elva is better at stealth than Katha, and if there's no benefit for her being tiny, that doesn't make any sense. She
But-
should be better able to hide.
I think if it's tiny, but to Winston's point, also a flying dragon pink thing. But in this case,
In a dark window,
I think the dark wouldn't help.
she's not creating light.
It's true, but the lighter colors are more reflective of any light that comes in. So in any case, that way we can debate light physics some other time. I'm good with this call. So you guys did lock it on your way in. So
Yeah.
you do need to unlock it and then move a heavy door quietly to get out. How do you wish to do
Well,
this?
they were moving the heavy door for us, I feel like.
They will move the heavy door
centaurs.
for you. Yep.
So Vela will have to shimmy out and unlock, I guess.
Yep. So I will.
Yeah, that was my plan. All right.
Now this time it's you're under a little bit of pressure. You have a time. You have a timing thing because it's
Okay.
every 5 minutes they walk by, and you need to do it silently. So even with the howling of the gnolls, you're getting a little cover, but people are on high alert here.
Okay. So
So for
stealth sleight of
this,
hand.
well, this is just to get you out of the door, so and down. You can fly, but to squeeze through the
All right.
bars and get down. I'm gonna just an acrobatics.
A dex. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
Because you got to get up to get down.
Yeah.
18 will do it. So you sneak. I mean, and it's the. I always picture. I mean, I don't know if Vela has like filled out from waif-like urchin of the streets at all, but I always think of you as slight. So
The amount of time she's spent traveling with this ragtag crew. No, she's still pretty. She's buff, but she's a lot of skin and muscle.
she's still waif-like. Okay, so
Yeah.
sneak through using your cloak. You float back down, but you have this 2.5 foot key. So the stealth check now for quietly doing this.
17.
Okay, that'll do because they're not looking and their passives are 12. So uh, you get the key into the keyhole. Now you gotta. I'm just gonna ask for a. You need to get a 12 strength check to turn the key.
Oh.
No,
Nice.
not a
Thank
problem.
heaven.
Kayla's flexing now.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much how it looks.
That whole thing though took you a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So you have 3 minutes on the clock now. The door gets pushed open quietly. I'm going to have the centaurs do a stealth check for pushing the door open quietly.
Okay, so I'm finishing preparing my spells.
Beats a 12. Oof.
And I was considering beats it. Okay. Was considering having a brief moment with everybody, asking if they think having the silence spell would be worthwhile, or if it would cause more problems than, like, if we're going to be stealthy all day, does it make sense for Vela to have silence as an option so that we can create a space where there is no noise, or is there no noise? Is the idea of no noise more deafening, like more obvious than,
What
because if you're
spell would you
walking
be
through
getting rid
caves and
of?
there's dripping. I already picked one to get rid of that I haven't used at all. I don't even remember what it was. So I have one slot left, and I was looking at potentially silence.
Or
What would be the other one you were
Or
looking at?
another thing.
I'd say take silence and let's go.
It could be useful. I
I
mean,
can see uses for it too. To silence a
Right,
guard
well,
that spots us or something.
well, for that, but then I was thinking, like, as we were opening the door, I would like, and I'm not going to retcon it for this, obviously,
Mhm.
but like in this case, I would have sat here for 10 minutes, ritually cast silence, and then all the turning and whatever, and this door squeaking open would all be in that
Mhm.
silent zone.
Yeah,
So
that's a great use of it if you ever find yourself in. And by the way, the whole next 3 modules of D1 through 3 are all situations of you have to sneak through stuff. So bear that
Okay.
in mind. But the other thing is, and I don't know,
That's
Dusty, if
kind
you've
of what I was
thought
thinking.
about this, but most spells have a verbal component. And
Right,
So
you can't
cast
cast a
it
verbal
outside.
component spell inside, but you
right,
can step outside of the sphere.
you can, but just the heads up, and you know this because you were told this by the other drows. You're heading into a place of wizards and spellcasters, and so silence might actually sound
Right.
very attractive. I'm
Got
just
it.
putting that out there. Okay.
All right.
All right. Door opens. They creak the doors open. You guys are all, I'm assuming, scampering out.
Yes.
All right. they close the doors behind as best they can. A little help from you guys, and you're able to shut it. You're not locking it.
Correct.
Okay. What do you
Oh.
guys wish to do?
Yeah, I think we got to head north because we know they're patrolling to the south.
Hmm.
Okay.
And that's where the way down is. So
Mm-hmm.
You
I
see,
agree.
you see, uh, two doors to your right. It looks like another grouping of cells here directly to the left to the west. Um, and then you have seen this hallway before, and you have it. You didn't have a chance to go to the north here into the staircase going up here. But then you see other opportunities to the north hallways. I guess is the way to put that.
Can I see anything to the left here down this hallway?
Yeah, you guys have peeked down this hallway before. In fact, uh, you peeked up towards it when you were in the forge room. But you see what look to be two more cells and then a bunch of stairs. Where do they go? In this case, they go up. The staircase. I can't ping. I forgot to restart. But uh, so there's the staircase going up here, and two um, look to be prison cells here.
We want to find a way down. So
And then you of
up
course got
isn't
the
down.
doors to your right. You have
They did say to
three.
go.
You are standing in the hallway where there will be somebody passing by in roughly
Hmm.
2.5 minutes.
I'd say we go north and get around that corner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Robes, as you round that corner, well, and Mary, you can see. I believe you can see this far up. Did you? Okay,
You should be able to,
you
but for
should.
whatever reason, you can't.
Okay. Uh, yeah, with dark vision, shouldn't you guys be able to see?
Yep.
So we can see out to about this far, or at least I
Hmm.
can.
I don't know
And then
why
there's
that's.
just the line.
But yeah, you should be able to see further.
How far should everybody be able to see? Because is it?
Robes, do you have the super warlock dark vision?
I do not. I am very non-normal warlock. I should be able to
But
see
you
at
still
least
can
out to
see
here
to
though.
there. Yeah.
Up to where? Up to 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's giving me 50 feet, 45 feet.
It says it's giving you 60.
That's weird. All right. Not sure how it's calculating that. But...
I don't either. That might be just the weird
Take a step. Does it change if you take a step in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm standing here and I can see out. I can see 45 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
I
see
just
that.
wasn't
I can
sure.
see that you see 45 feet, but it's telling me on your token that you have vision out to 60 feet when I look at your token.
Nice.
Vision.
The reason I had asked because I thought maybe it was like an invisible wall or like you know what I mean, like something
Right, yeah.
mechanical blocking the vision.
Let's see that.
But it doesn't sound that way. It sounds like it just is giving you
I just
so
updated you
much
to
vision.
70.
So it's giving me 55, close enough.
Okay. That's so weird, token.
Yeah, that is weird.
All right, I bump it to 80. Now
I
are
think if
you
you put it
getting?
at 70. Yeah, that gets me 65.
Okay, that's fine.
No, that gets me 60. That gets me 60.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah. Okay. It smells awful to the northeast, and you can hear sort of this labored breathing, um, and there's sort of a sound of a tussle to the northeast of uh, not necessarily full on melee or anything like that, but like uh, more than playful, less than less than trying to hurt, kind of fighting over something.
I feel like we're walking in on what Vela was describing before.
I mean, Rumpy Pumpy.
I don't want to walk in up there.
That was not what I had in mind at all.
Did the
But-
centaurs sneak around us or something?
But oddly, what I have in mind is just two creatures fighting over a bone, which just makes this worse.
That does make
Oh.
it worse. It's one way to describe it. It's a new euphemism.
Yeah,
Two creatures
Yeah.
fighting over a bone. Oh god.
It's angry.
Sorry, bots.
They want
They're
the bone.
disappointed in us.
The bots are ashamed.
You've let us down, roleplay give. Okay.
Give me that bone.
So do we want to go this way? Do we want to try to go this way?
I can't see further down the hall. Robespierre, was there
Should you be able to
something
see
like?
further?
Is that the end of the hall?
Well, there's like an opening of some kind with some
Okay.
extra passageways.
Okay, I'll kick yours back up to 80. I'm kicking everybody up to 80, and we'll see if, when we go to my maps after we're no longer using these maps, if it, is broken.
Sure. I see something now. Two things. They look like trolls, maybe.
Ooh. Does it look like our
Well-
way down is past the trolls, or should we look at the other way first and see?
Too hard to say.
Hey, let's take
Okay.
a quick look the other way just in case, because if we can avoid a fight, we should.
I
Mhm.
agree.
I think I've gotten everybody up, like, improved vision. Does everybody notice that their vision's been improved a little?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I can actually see 70 feet now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what Winston experienced too. Good.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I can too. I can see 75 feet.
Huh.
What the heck?
I wonder.
Why was that?
I don't know. Oh, I know why. Oh well,
Because
I'll
there's
fix them all later.
elevation.
There was a wall situation going on. It's another one of their
Hmm.
It's another one of their crap walls. Okay.
Hmm,
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna leave it for now.
Weird.
I will set everybody back to what they need to be later.
So this is ends in a double doors of some kind.
Let's see if we hear anything on the other side.
All right.
Oh,
You
like
can
go through the door.
hear the giant down the other hallway coming close for the patrol, coming into the hallway, stomps
shit.
through. Going to make.
All right, I'm
gonna
looking at
just
this
give him a
door
perception
here.
check this time.
Oh man.
Nope.
Oh,
Did
no.
worse than his passive. All right. Got another 5 minutes.
All right. Do we hear any action around these doors here?
I lost where you're at. Oh,
We're up.
I heard that giggle, Robin.
I'm sorry. I just
Are there any centaurs fucking up here?
oh, give me a perception check if you're listening at a door.
Give me a centaur fuck check.
Okay.
All right. Here's my perception check. Wow, it's good.
Nice. Nice.
Wait, did I roll perception?
You both did.
Oh yeah. You both hold good though.
Okay, so Elva's listening at the door heading to the east. Robespierre's listening to the door to the north. Elva hears snoring sound of large cats purring, maybe sleeping. It was the sort of rumbling purr of a great cat.
Yep.
Elva, you do hear some giant being whispered. It's these voices sound somewhat different to the dialects you've heard before. Not sure if you've met one or not. You probably have. You've met all the giant types, I think, but I'm not sure all of them spoke. So
Yeah.
this dialect, if familiar, not as familiar. Not frost giant or hill giant dialect or fire giant.
We did have a long talk with stone giants.
Yes, and with storm giants.
Yep.
So, well, a storm giant. So, Robespierre to the north, you hear the sound of like swords being sharpened, and also hear giant being spoken, and it is heavily accented towards what you heard in the frost giant realm.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe this is a smithy up here. Maybe not the direction to go. I think we have to go past the trolls.
All right. Well, now we know.
All right. If there's no objection, I'm gonna go ahead and just start heading back down this hallway.
Okay. After you're listening and everything else, you know you're close on timing, but
All right. I
you
think
probably
we make our way in.
you probably can cross the hallway before the sentries get back.
Maybe a silence spell in this hallway would prevent those below from hearing the fight.
Ooh.
Oops.
It can do 20 something.
Would it block sound from traveling down
Yeah, I was
past
wondering
it?
if it does
So
that.
if it was cast here, in the middle of this hall, would it stop
Everything
the
within
sound?
that space would be silent.
Would it
Yeah.
stop the
So no
sound
noise.
from up here traveling past it?
Yeah, I mean, like
It's a great.
mechanically, like think about what the
Yeah.
silence spell does.
Anything that's
Sounds don't they die when they're in that bubble, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Uh, it's an interesting. It's not. I don't think it's actually written to do that, but why not?
For
So
the
otherwise, the
duration, no
sound have
sound
to.
can be created within or pass through
Oh, pass
the
through.
20
Okay,
foot
got it.
radius
Yeah.
sphere.
Oh, pass through. No, then it is written that way. So cool. Yeah,
So yeah, you could essentially make a wall there.
a wall of quiet.
Well, it's a 20-foot sphere, so yeah.
Well, in this case, that would be
Uh,
just wide enough because these hallways are 20 feet wide.
All right. So, can I do that before they see us? Before
Yeah, before you guys
we're
are
in
good,
initiative order?
you can.
No, unless
Okay.
that southern hallway over there loops back down and they're gonna hear it anyway. We'll find out.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna try just guiding everybody like mentally with my telepathy, which I haven't been using very effectively for quietness. Um, just letting everybody know where the boundaries are of the spell. So that if we should not go past that space.
Okay.
So
If you
our
cast it, a
goal is
template
to,
should go out. So
it is, I'm trying to decide if I would be casting it directly in front of that hallway or if I want a gap there. Like if am I trying to block the sound between the two hallways?
My thought
Block it
was
behind
blocking
us?
any sound going beyond the hallway that we're all in right now.
Right, because we know someone's going to be patrolling this hallway behind.
Yeah.
Behind
right?
us.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm thinking I'm going to move it a little bit in so that they also can't see us if we're fighting in the circle of silence. So we're not quite so obvious.
you're not fighting in the circle of silence.
Somebody could, I guess.
I get you
that
could,
isn't-
but
We
that
should,
isn't
because
that
if
isn't your point.
That wasn't the intention. The intention is it's going to block sounds from. We're going to fight up there, and
Got it.
be able to use all of our spells and make noise and do whatever, but none of that sound will travel through it to the area to the south.
Yeah,
is this
if
what
you
we were
put the
talking?
template where we're standing right now,
Yeah.
is that what you were thinking, Ed?
Yep.
Because
exactly.
then that's creating a sound
Uh,
absorbing hallway.
Got it.
It's making it so
Yeah.
none of the sound can pass south. But
Got it.
we aren't limited to not using verbal components.
Is that where you
Ah,
want it?
it took my spell. It moved it. Where'd
I
it
did.
go?
I moved
Oh,
it.
you moved. I was
Yeah.
like, I went to grab it.
Well,
Um.
I moved it to
That's where I'm suggesting it. Yes.
Oh. Okay, that works. I think I might put it further here, unless unless you want it behind us.
Well,
I don't have a preference at this point.
because the assumption is you're going to be fighting way up here away from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter whether you guys are in the spell because no sound can go past it. So it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know it, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's cast. It is there.
It's acting like a sound stopper.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And then we're on a clock, so it's time to go.
And I'm concentrating.
And I am actually going to probably call us here.
Okay.
Because we've got really only 20 minutes of Tony time. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And this battle is going to take way longer than that. So I would rather start that. I don't want to start it and stop in the middle of a fight. And in fact, you're not in a fight yet, but you guys know there's trolls.
Yep.
So you know you're
They
going.
all appear to be looking the other way, so we're good.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, that's true, right? Like they. Whoops, crap! I'm not casting
I mean, their
spells.
tokens are all looking the other way.
Right.
Yeah, and they look like they're hissing at something. Like maybe
They just smell something terrible.
They do
They
themselves.
smell themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but they like that.
maybe each one of them has their own scent that's not great.
Yeah. You always
Oh,
love your
wouldn't
own
that
brand.
be awful?
So
They all stink, but in their own unique
their
way.
own unique way. But what we're heading into is perhaps a little bit more than we want to start tonight. So I think we'll start with Vela casting Silence, which I was gonna check. Yep, it is a concentration spell, so we'll have to
Yeah.
remember
There's
that.
no marker of all the tokens that we have. There's no concentration token.
I know.
marker.
I think I
think
have
it's really dumb.
stunned. I had stunned on me as the concentration. Just
Yeah, I've been looking for modules that change what these status markers are. Because I don't like their status markers. I don't even like them as designs. I just don't think they're very good looking. Uh, so I
Well,
don't
they're just not very obvious about what they stand for
what.
either.
Yeah, and so I was I was thinking somebody's got to feel the same way in Foundry and have created different status markers. I haven't found it yet though.
I was thinking that too because like they're totally not D&D relevant. Like weakened and empowered,
I think those are supposed to be like
regenerating.
if you've been debuffed or buffed, it doesn't matter what the spell is. It's just a reminder to that person that like you have more hit points or you have a higher
Yeah.
AC, so that they don't have to have individual ones. Like I used that as in something to indicate that somebody had been buffed by the bard. Like when you
Yeah.
have guidance, you get a marked up one.
I
And
have
then-
Yeah.
I have found about 5 of these to be useful and what they actually are, but things like targeted and hunter's mark kind of things like or hex thing, I wish they had something that I could put on that actually looked a little bit, and it doesn't have to say hunter's mark, it could just be marked or something like that. It doesn't have to be D&D brand specific, but they don't have anything good like that.
They do have mark.
That's what mine is.
They do
It's
have marked?
targeted.
Targeted
Yeah,
though,
it's towards the
actually
bottom.
targeting though, if you put target on, that actually has a mechanic effect, and it see how that went. in
No,
your-
there's
They
a
got mark right
target
next to it.
icon. There's targeted and there's also target icon.
Okay.
There's also there's the one next to targeted is marked. A little eyeball.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Then I'll
But
use
they
that
have
for
like
Hunter's
flame
Mark.
shield and ice shield
Yeah.
and like holy shield. I guess you use it a little bit. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
where's concentrating? Like concentrating should be like a main one. Anyways.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
That's
agree.
the one that's bothering me, isn't there?
Well, I wish they had one for
Like invisible.
invisible, because even though you can turn your
They
token
do.
you can turn your token
Invisible is there.
Where's visible? There is invisible.
Invisible
Oh,
is the third one.
is that new? Because I don't remember that.
It's
That's
right next to
crazy.
targeted.
Wow. I think these might be updated.
I think they might be updated too, because I don't remember that one.
Wow, it's cool. Look what it does.
What does it do? Oh,
Is it
Makes
not?
you invisible.
that's really
Yeah.
cool. Fun with thanks bots for letting us have fun with Foundry tonight. All right. Well, I think this is as good a place to call it as as I've been saying for the last, I guess, 15 minutes. But you guys have cast a silent spell behind you. You know there are patrols behind you. The hope being that you can move this along quickly, whatever it is you need to do with these trolls, without drawing in more guards. So we will pick up with this in 2 weeks' time. We're planning to play. We don't have anything, I don't think, preventing us from playing in 2 weeks. So
What day is it?
Sunday,
It's the week after Father's Day, the 26th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should be good.
Okay, the 25th actually, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
you're right.
Yep.
No?
All right. Well, until then, play some games, roll some dice, give some time and treasure to meaningful causes for you. We'll see you maybe tomorrow night, but probably not. We don't know. All right. Cheers, everybody.